This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. Hey everybody, it's Caravan of Garbage. It's me, Meso.
And it's me, James. Everybody's here. Who's it? The two of us.
Dog's here.
Dog's here. Three of us.
Yeah, Dog's here.
I love Caravan of Garbage, Mason.
Me too.
Sometimes.
Yeah, right? But what times specifically?
When it's either really bad. Mm-hmm. Nah, just when it's really bad.
Yeah, I don't like it when it's really good. And it feels disappointing as well, because when you get into it and you're like, oh, I've got the perfect. This looks like it's going to be bad. Let's make fun of it, and then you read it and you're like, it's just average.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. That's probably
anything.
the worst example. Well, I hope you've bloody. What have you got today, Mason? Is what I'm saying.
You said to me,
yeah.
Hey, Venom's coming out, the Venom movie with Tom Hardy, and you said, hey, can you think of a bad or good Venom story? And I thought of a bad Venom story like that I read back in the day, and I'm like, this is bad. But then I had this thought, did I imagine it? Like, because it's so, I recall it being so dumb that maybe it was a parody.
Yeah,
like
right.
Marvel used back in the day, they used to have a comic called What The? And it was like they instead of like Spider-Man, it was Spooderman or whatever.
Right. It's like their Mad magazine or whatever.
Yeah, it was like their Mad magazine. And I'm like, maybe it was a parody in that.
Okay.
But no, it's real.
Oh, it's real
so
good.
I went and I looked, I tracked it down. This is a Venom story from 1997.
Oh, it's bloody peak radical 90s.
We all remember comic book fans now will know that Venom's had a lot of different incarnations. He's been a hero. He's been an anti-hero. He's been a villain. He's had different people take the roles. We know that...
he's had legs, no legs.
Legs, no legs. We've had Flash Thompson, Peter Parker's former bully.
Yep.
In high school, he lost his legs in the war and he became a government agent.
Yes.
And they gave him the Venom symbiote.
And he loves it.
And he loved it. But did you know that Venom was also a government agent in the 90s? This isn't the first time he's been a government agent. Yeah.
Was it brief?
It was like...
Did I know this?
You might have
it's
known
not
this.
important.
No, it's really
it's
not
not
important.
what he's known for.
It's not important and it's not good.
Okay,
That's what I'm clear about. So what this is 1997. This is a storyline called Sign of the Boss.
Right.
A little play on Sign of the Cross there.
Oh, that's good.
Right. This was 1997 and this was like 3 or 4 months, I reckon, after Men in Black came out. So he is working for a secret government agency. He's got two handlers called Agent Smith and Agent Jones, and they're quite generic. One's a man and one's a lady, but they're still quite generic.
Right. Smith and Jones.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And he is like I believe they've implanted a bomb in him, so he has Suicide Squad style.
Oh, right.
So if he doesn't complete his missions, they're going to blow him up.
Okay.
But this storyline begins with him swinging through New York City. He's singing okay, also what you need to know about... He's singing, for starters.
He looks like a deranged Santa.
Yeah, he's got a big sack on his back. What you need to know about this version is that when Venom was created originally in like 1980, I want to say 89-ish, he was this grim, homicidal, terrifying monster character. But by 1997... he was probably one of the dumbest characters Marvel had. Like at this point, he's sort of somewhere between the Joker and the Mask. Like they've just combined them together.
Okay.
Like he's so.
I guess because there's spookier symbiotes by this point, right?
Yeah, I
or
guess so.
symbiotes, whatever
and also,
you
what was
say.
the Clone Saga? I think maybe what happened was Spider-Man got grimmer.
Yeah,
and so they were like, well, Venom needs to be a contrast, so we'll make him sillier. So at this
Smart.
point, right? So he's swinging through New York City. He's got a mysterious sack on his back, right? He's just swinging about. He's singing the Venom Man theme song, which is just the Spider-Man, Spider-Man, except it's Venom Man.
That's very good.
Right? He's doing that. That's a fun little thing, right? And then
but he's not called Venom Man.
He's not called Venom Man. It's true. You've got him on that. Do you want to be the one to argue that to him?
That's fine. He can be Venom Man.
That's true, exactly, right? And a lot of people in the city are like, oh my God, it's not Spider-Man.
Oop.
But then he drops into his sweet secret government he's got a sweet government agent bachelor pad, which contains all the mod cons. He's got big weights. He's got a comfy sofa.
I feel like those weights aren't big enough.
He's got a big... Well, and also he doesn't need them.
Yeah.
He's got superhuman strength. But then he pops down onto his couch and he cracks open the sack, revealing hundreds of chocolate bars. Because by this point, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, by this point in the Venom continuity, they discover that when the Venom symbiote can be sort of its homicidal tendencies can be abated by eating chocolate.
Right.
That's how far this character has fallen by 1997.
That's a real situation.
It's
isn't
like
it?
it's like if you were reading watching a movie or something about vampires, and they're like the murderous lust of the vampire can only be sated by the death of innocence. Oh, this glass of grape juice, yum 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 yum. Like, what's even the point?
Well, that's Twilight. You could just drink animal blood.
I guess that's probably true. Yeah. So anyway, the generic agents come in and they're like, we've got a mission for you, Venom.
Right.
There's a dictator, an international dictator, is going to a local church in the Bronx to do a speech. Apparently, he's changed his homicidal ways, his murderous dictatorry ways,
and he's moved to NYC.
Yeah, he's doing some sort of speaking tour, and they're like, "What you want? We want you to protect this guy. We want you to bloody."
Oh, I thought they were going to be like, take him out, kill him.
No, they want him
kill him in church.
No, they want Venom to shadow this guy.
Okay.
And like if anything happens,
but the guy doesn't know that he's being shadowed.
Doesn't know he's being shadowed.
Gotcha.
This is super secret.
Yeah.
So
Smith and Jones.
Oh, so Venom can the Venom symbiote can transform into any form of clothing.
Yes.
So if he's going into a church,
Priest.
No.
None.
Correct.
Yes!
Right? Again, this is how far
He could just be a guy.
No,
just a rando guy.
But that wouldn't be wacky, would it?
No, it wouldn't be very wacky.
See,
You're right, it wouldn't
you
be
see
very
what I'm
wacky.
talking about,
I wasn't thinking about how it was.
Yeah.
Is he Deadpool? Are they just making him Deadpool?
Yeah, he is a little
Feels
bit.
a bit Deadpool.
It's incredibly Deadpool, but also it wouldn't be like it's you don't want to just be like a simple go in protect the guy. There needs to be an additional wrinkle. So who else is going in to see this dictator speak but Danny Ketch, who is the current holder of the Ghost Rider demon. So he's going in as well. And I like, there's a little introduction to Danny Ketch and his friend Melissa.
Right.
And it says, Danny Ketch and Melissa Morrow, students and friends. They're students and friends.
That's nice.
And there's a lot of expository dialogue. Here's the thing, though. This is supposed to be a big reveal that he is Ghost Rider. Like, it's going to happen later. But if you look at the splash page at the front of the issue, it just says he's Ghost Rider.
Right. So had he not been introduced as Ghost Rider prior to this?
He had been, but not in this book.
Okay, gotcha.
Not in Venom. But anyway, they're like, oh, there's a lot of expository dialogue. They're like, we're going to see this guy, and Ketch is like, oh, I hope this isn't going to be bloody boring. Anyway, this is Sister Edwina. This is Eddie Brock as it.
Oh, he's kept his regular face.
He's kept his regular face and his Venom height. So he's like 7'6" and a nun, but nobody seems to notice. And here's the thing also, he doesn't, like, Venom and Church shouldn't mix. Church is the home of his tortured origin, where he was going to kill himself.
Yes, I remember.
In the church, and then the Venom symbiote sort of envelops him.
I've seen Spider-Man 3.
And it's also the place of his most humiliating defeat,
yes,
where Spider-Man lures him to a church, and then he rings the church bells, and the Sonics disrupt him, and then he's finally defeated.
I've seen Spider-Man 3.
Exactly. But in this, he's just like, yeah, I'll go to church. I'll dress as a nun. It's pretty. There's like an offhanded reference to don't sing too loud because
the
symbiote will get mad or whatever, right? People file into the church. Your dictator pops in. He's got some superpowered backup here. He's got an existing superpowered bodyguard.
Okay, that's
pretty
good.
Exciting, right? And troubles afoot. But then, we get some generic terrorists pop out of the crowd. They start shooting into the air. They're like, everybody, bloody
stop what you're doing!
Stop what you're doing!
Stop doing it! Stop being at church!
And his bodyguard seems to be some sort of Jesus-powered superhero?
Right,
it's never really explained.
What superpowers does she have?
She's fast and she can fly.
Oh, you're like Jesus.
Look, what we get here in this comic book is the introduction of several incredibly generic... They're the most 90s superheroes that exist. They're kind of visually interesting, but they're also immediately forgettable.
Right, and disposable?
Yeah, incredibly disposable.
Okay.
So on the side of the dictator, we have this lady. I believe her name is Stigmata, because she's powered by Jesus.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we have this guy Tyrachnid, you'd think is just a man in a trench coat with a lot of sticks coming out of underneath instead of legs. But no, he's
a weird Spider-Man.
He's a weird spidery robot man, and he's got a big old flowing mane of hair.
I don't mind that one.
Yeah, it's not bad,
I like the reveal.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? But I'll ask you tomorrow what he looks like and what his name is. You won't remember.
I won't know.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway...
Arachnode? Arachman.
Tyrachnid. Tyrachnord. Yes. Oh, no, now I'm forgetting. Anyway, they have a little tussle. Tyrachnord.
What's Venom doing during all this?
He can't. He's not allowed to move until he gets a signal.
Okay, right.
Right. And so these two are having at it, and he's just there. Oh, and also Danny Ketch is immediately knocked out in the tussle. He's completely useless.
You can knock out the Ghost Rider?
Well, yeah.
I guess he's not.
Form.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Basically, just Venom's like he's super wacky. He's like, "Ooh, Mr. Terrorist, don't hurt us." Oh, like he's a bit camp in this.
Yeah,
he's
right.
very camp in this
Okay.
storyline. But anyway, Stigmata gets a sting. She gets stung by Tyrachnid.
Okay.
And she's out of action. And then the agents who are outside are just like, "All right, trouble's afoot. Let's give our generic signal to generic Eddie Brock." And he transforms into Venom. And he spooks those nuns. We got a little,
good work.
we got a
Yeah,
little nun immediately passing out, right? Pretty good, right? He kills some terrorists, or just beats. It's very vague. Like, there's no brutal
who he's
murders
hitting
really in
or-
this.
Right, so it's not one of those tearing heads off.
I think what they did is they PG-ified him.
Right, okay.
I think.
Well, that sounds familiar. Mason. I mean,
Ooh.
Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this also maybe when the Spider-Man cartoon was happening? And he couldn't have been too
There's
murderous.
probably something going on
I
at
would
that time.
say
There
so,
would have been, yeah.
But here's the thing. He's all quips.
Yeah, right.
He's just quips, and he's just funny sayings, and he's just...
Give me an example.
Okay, he's saying, "Praise the Lord and pass the ammo."
Good stuff,
Bit
good
of that's
stuff.
a good start.
That's like a Deadpool thing.
Yeah, it really is. He jumps in front of some terrorists and he says, "Why are you pointing those things at people? They might go off and kill somebody."
Oh, yeah, that's
bit
good.
Of fun bit of stuff there. He offers a kid one of his chocolate bars.
I still got the chocolate on him.
Yeah. He's sorry for all the violence, kid. Hope you understand that only adults should do this kind of thing.
Right, very good.
You know, have some chocolate. Let's see. There's some generic fight sequences. He has a crack at Tyrachnid. It's some spider on spider action. I know
Absolutely.
there's some splash, but I knew this is what you were after.
That's
some
exactly
spider on
what I'm
spider
after.
action.
Yeah.
Right. He rips off one of Tyrachnid's legs and stabs him with it.
Very good.
And
That's good. I like that.
Apparently he's not immune to his own poison.
Even
So
though
that's-
it's flowing through his own body.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
half spider. The bottom half is spider, isn't it? So the top half is man.
Man, hang on, but I think he's stung in his spina bits.
Oh,
So
do you want to confirm that?
no, he's stung in his man bits.
Okay.
All
There you
right.
go.
By that I mean his dick.
Don't get stung in your man bits,
Don't
guys.
get stung. It's a good. And then Venom beats up some more terrorists, and then there's some collateral damage. A priest gets shot, etc. And at this point, Ghost Rider has woken up, and
He's ready to go.
exactly, and he's like, "Venom, I'm bloody gonna get you." Right, mate?
You did this or whatever.
Yeah,
Thinks of it,
it's a classic superhero misunderstanding.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like he's up and he's like, "I don't know what's happening, but I better turn into Ghost Rider." And he turns into what I believe is the worst Ghost Rider costume ever created. Look at that.
Oh, that's horrible.
And this isn't like Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider costume used to be cool.
Yeah, right.
It used to be like that minimalist one with the black leather jacket and the chains or whatever. But the 1997's Ghost Rider costume is all zips. It's yellow and gold and red. It's got visible underpants.
Is that
to
a
it.
high collar or is that just that particular panel?
It's a pretty high collar.
You know, like a high Dracula collar of
no,
fire?
I don't know. It's not a Dracula collar. No,
Okay,
no, it's
that's a
all right.
shame.
Okay. Anyway, so now issue 2.
Oh, it's
Yeah, no, there's 2 issues.
a
to this.
lot of this.
It really is. Am I going too long?
No, it's great.
We'll trim it in the edit. But man, look at those underpants.
Yeah, no good.
It's ridiculous.
He's got the lower half of He-Man.
And also your magic.
Yes.
You can make your
You
costume
can do
look
literally
like
anything.
anything
What's
you
What's his vehicle?
It's just a regular. It's the regular Ghost Rider motorcycle.
Not like
but
a cool thing like a moped or something.
No, it's
Or a
sort of
Segway. It's too early for a
Vespa.
Segway.
Too early for a Segway. It could have been a Vespa, but it's not even his motorcycle from back in the day. It's not like his early 90s one.
Right.
It looks like it's gold and red. And
97.
It's got visible underpants.
He could have had rollerblades.
He could have rollerblades. It's true.
Fiery rollerblades.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's the classic villain hero misunderstanding.
Yeah, they punch and
I'm
stuff,
gonna
I assume.
punch him for a bit of mates. And then it's revealed, of course, that our murderous dictator, who's mended his evil ways. Of course, hasn't mended his evil ways.
No.
And he's always been a murderous dictator.
So he set this all up.
He set it all up.
But to what end?
Well, basically, what happens is that he wanted to be on that international money train, right?
Yeah, right,
But
yeah.
they won't let him on the international money train because he's a murderous dictator. And so what
He
he's
wanted
done,
a copy of the movie Money Train.
he wanted a copy,
on
but they
VHS.
won't exactly. But they won't rent it to him at Blockbuster. They won't give him a card, a rental, a membership unless he mends his evil ways.
Okay.
But basically, he's hired the terrorists,
Right.
And he's hired his wife. His wife is also a paid actor.
Good
He's
stuff.
hired the arachnid guy.
And does he then reveal all this to everybody in there? Is he
No,
like,
he's just
all of these people are
no,
actors.
he's just like no, he does it via exposition to himself.
Right, okay.
He does
okay.
it like my plan. Why isn't my plan to pretend to be a good guy working?
If it was the 60s
and
that
his
he
fake
would.
wife is like, "Why did you do this in New York City? It's full of superheroes." And he's like, "Shut up, idiot."
That's a good point.
It
though.
is a really good point, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think there's a bit where the priest is like, I've been shot, I need a doctor, and he's like, and he slaps the priest kind of thing. If it wasn't drilled home enough that he hasn't actually been redeemed. He like slaps a priest in the face.
That's right. It's one of the priests from Spotlight. It's fine.
Oh, it's not great, is he? Yeah, and then there's some more exposition.
Arachnid's still
Arachnid
alive.
gets back
I remember
up.
the name.
There we go. He metabolizes his poison, and then you remember thought bubbles?
Yeah, I remember
There's
thought bubbles.
There's just there's 2 full pages of thought bubbles where he's like, "Oh, we were all so convinced the plan would work. His reputation as a cruel dictator kept him out of the New World Order. He thought faking religious enlightenment. Who was he thinking?
Oh, shut up,
Who's he
Arachnid.
thinking this to? He thought by faking religious enlightenment, hiring to reshape his public image, he was open the door to the people's hearts and be known as the world as the president who changed his ways. A move that would allow one day the U.S. government to sanction him, and it would be the first step to make him the richest, most powerful man in South America, and all of us are rich along with him. The trip to the US was to rush things a bit. What a good man to terror was, and by him public sympathy. A few properly placed terrorists would make him the victim and almost a martyr, and he would have reasoned with us, made us see our evil ways, and staged a tearful reconciliation on live TV. The US would have eaten this up. All I have to do is sneak up on these so-called heroes and stab them through the back into their hearts with all the venom I can produce. That wouldn't do anything.
Not to those guys.
Anyway, then a nun hits him in the back of the head and he goes down. So that's pretty good. Anyway, then the fight continues. They had to fill in some pages, I guess. There's a lot of splash pages. It's
Yeah,
the
right.
90s. And then...
See, they've put too much text on one page.
there was so much text.
Or a couple of
Spread
pages.
it out.
Yeah.
Spread it out, for God's sake. Anyway, and then Ghost Rider gets Venom on his knees, and he's going to give him... So at this point, Ghost Rider's
the soul.
main weapon is the penance stare.
Yeah.
Which is where he looks you in the eyes, and then you feel the pain of all the evil you've done to other people.
Yeah.
And you go mad.
Yes.
But then he's like, Venom, I'm going to give you the penance stare, and you're going to feel the pain of all the evil you've done to people in your lives.
Hey, listen, heads up.
And then Venom's like, nah, don't judge me though. I'm messed up a little, but I'm on the up and up.
I got a bomb in me.
I'm a good guy now. And Ghost Rider's like, all right. Which is the least Ghost Rider thing.
Yeah, he would just do it
He would
anyway.
do it anyway.
Doesn't give a shit.
Doesn't care about any of that. But anyway, they're like, all right, well, I guess we're going to team up. And there's a seemingly endless number of terrorists. They beat up some more terrorists. Then the dictators, he's going to kill Ghost Rider's friend. One of the nuns wakes up that stigmata lady from earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You remember her?
Vaguely.
I
I thought
forgot
she
her.
died.
No, she didn't die. She's fine, I guess. And then she's like, "Hey, buddy, why'd you trick me? You thought you were a good guy, but you're not a good guy." But I'm
So she wasn't
no, she wasn't in on
acting.
it. No, but
the only one.
And then Venom webs this dude and then throws him into the path of Ghost Rider, and he gives him the old penance stare.
Nice, got him,
And
got
then
him.
he peels out on his sweet orange motorbike with visible underpants, and he gets out of there. Then Venom rescues the priests, and then the reveal is that the stigmata lady was actually also hired by these guys.
Okay, right.
She was a
yeah,
secondary
very good.
bodyguard.
Great stuff. Good twist.
And
and
then the guy's he's in a prison or something, and he's gone mad because of the penance stare. And then Venom goes back to his sweet bachelor pad and eats a chocolate cake. Pretty good, right?
No?
Yeah, it was one of the worst things I've ever read at the time and now.
Because
So
normally when you read something as a kid,
It's pretty,
everything's great,
everything
right?
is great, yeah.
But even then, you were like,
nah,
20 years ago. No,
I don't like any of these visible underpants.
And it was so bad, you thought you'd imagined it.
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's incredible.
Ta-da.
What's that called, sorry?
That is called Sign of the Boss.
And you can't get it on Comixology, can
You cannot. I tried. I think they're trying to wipe this particular part of their history away.
Well,
and
now
certainly
they
this version
can't.
of Venom. Yeah, that's right.
I was not reading Venom at this point in time. I didn't know this weird, wacky version of him existed.
So wacky.
I love it, Mason. Hey, this has been Caravan of Garbage, though, here every Tuesday. But we have videos here Sunday and Thursday also.
Yeah, we do.
Often we cover a comic book or a movie or a TV show or a video game. If you've got something you want us to look at, please let us know. It doesn't have to be garbage, but it can be.
Doesn't have to be garbage, but it helps. That's on my mug.
Very
on my
good.
mug here.
Also, we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That's out every Monday. All of that is also linked below. You can find everything that I've said, that we've said, all of it at planetbroadcasting.com.
Every word. It's being transcribed right now.
You can check it all out. Also, there's a video version of this. You want to see these amazing pictures?
Please do.
Yeah.
It's worth it. No, it's worth it.
It's worth it for the fiery jocks.
Oh, you better believe
Yeah.
it. Whoosh.
All right, well, thanks for watching, guys, or listening.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.